We are right now installing the media facade here in the Kampala. This is the main center of Kampala and installation is going well. So we are doing running all the cables. You can see the from server room, it goes to the facade and all, and we'll have lights here. And this is going to be visible from complete Kampala. We are installation is going on right now. The lighting installation is going on. All the cable we are pulling, and also the control system going to be installed. So let me show you one by one. Since this is a complete glass facade, and mainly the main facade is the glass facade, and when I came here for the first time, the client don't want to penetrate the building through the glass, and he don't want to give any power point on the main facade. And this was the biggest challenge we faced. Then we decided to make it go for a higher voltage instead of, normally most of our linear lights are 24 volts. So what we're doing here, we are installing all the lights are 48 volt. To avoid any drivers on the facade, and we are keeping all the drivers on this control room. This is going to our rack, as I mentioned. So this is where our control room. This is where we are going to keep all the driver and all the control system. From there, we are going to run the cables to the facade. So there is a huge distance, almost 40 to 50 meters from the first lamp to the control room. So that's why we are using the 48 volt lights and to have any power drop. And that is what we actually mainly convince the client to not to have any penetration on the building. Then we are avoiding all the connections and everything. We are using a lot of male-female cables with the jumper cables, not to have a lot of connections, to avoid the waterproof, because every day there is rain in Kampala. So we don't want to have any sort of open connections, or maybe electrician might have any issues there. They might open some faulty connections. So to avoid that, we use a lot of male-female connectors with the proper waterproof connectors. We avoid complete facade connections. Everything goes from the control room to the first lamp. Then after that, everything is male-female connectors. So we are trying all these way. This is our west elevation office, and this is the north elevation and south elevation. So our west and east actually it's completely mirror. As you can see, we have 2-meter lights here, and we have a cap with a cover, which is a 1.3 meters cables. We have the jumper cables. Again, we have 2 pieces of light, again the jumper cables. So it continues like this till to the down. This is our linear lights, as I mentioned. On the facade, it's coming on the every glass joint. Okay, so you can see that we have 2 lights, 1 lights and 2 lights. 1 light is 1.2 meter, and we install with the clip. Each light has 2 clip. Then after the lights, we have jumper cables, which goes to the next light. And these jumper cables, we make it a male-female profile, which is the cable we are hiding inside. Okay, so mainly male cables from here goes to, we have this is completely 1.3 meters cable. So we are hiding in a tap profile. It can be openable in future if you want to do any removal. So this is the light. We try to make it as much as possible matching with the existing profile. So the daytime the view will be very less. Then you can see this. You can see that from inside also they do not see all these joint connections, anything. It is very seamless. And you can see this, how is it? It goes to the neckline. Again, there is a profile, again lights. This is how it's getting in installations. You can see this. Since it's a complete glass facade, the client don't want any sort of penetration on the facade itself. So what we did is here, we bring all the cables from control room to the facade, and we are giving the power and signal feed only on the first lamp. We made it 48 volt lamp, so it will not have a power drop. And for the signal, we are adding a small booster, so the signal will not have any drop as well. Because from the first light to our control room, it's around 50 meters, the distance, almost 50 meters from the control room to our first lamp. So you can see this, we will have a complete a trunking here. From there, cables coming to each lines, and every line has 1 separate drivers and 1 control port. So every line is 1 port and 1 drivers. We are using 600 watt 48 volt drivers. So you can see this on the facade. There is no messy cables. There is no connections needed, only light to light, which is the male female cables are coming. These are the male female cables, which is just power input and output, that's it. So it's very easy installations on the facade. There is no connections, there is completely 100% waterproof on this. And same thing you can see here as well. This is our window trick light, which is we are bringing the cables from top, and we are giving the power and signal on the first lamp. Then light to light, which is we are using lead cables. Okay, this is light to light. We are using the male female cables as well. So it just loop with the male female cables up to here. So you can see this is complete one circuit from one drivers, and from here we are bringing the another driver and the port up to here. Then we are also looping. So we have total 4 drivers and 4 control ports and everything from the top. We are installing the drivers and controllers on the rooftop. So everything coming from the rooftop. Okay. So we are not installing any drivers or anything on the facade itself. Okay. So the same thing mirror here, exactly same. This is exactly same. Let me show you the window trick light. Let's see it. So this is our window trick light, as you can see, and you can see we have the cables. We use a T-connectors cable. This cable goes to the next light, and this coming from the first. You can see here, this is the first lamp, which is we install a junction box. Okay, from junction box, it comes to this light. This light, it goes input and it goes output. Which is output? It goes to the here. You can see here that these cables come from the other lights, which is goes to the lighting and it goes to the next light. So here on the facade itself, with the lights, we reduce all the connections. We make sure that it's 100% waterproof. And in case even if any removal of the lights, it's just male female, you connect, remove it in case. So it goes to all the windows, from these windows to these windows, and goes down again as per the drawing. And you can see these people, they are pulling the cables, which is coming from the control room. As I mentioned, we are running all the cables from control room. So this is where this rack going to be installed on these corners, where we are running all the power cables and signal cables through the cable tray, and it will be installed here. So from here to facade, it's almost the main where we have the linear lights. You can see the lights almost 40 meters. So let's go there. So you can see these cables are installing here. These are the cables. So the cables will come in this way. As you can see, all the cables will come on these locations. Okay, and coming here, and it goes to the light. Let me show you where is the light. So this is where our light is, linear lights. As I mentioned, there is 2 pieces of light, then there is a cable. As you can see here, this is 2 pieces of light, then a jumper cable goes to the next light. Again, jumper cable goes to the next light. So we are giving power only from this control box, which is coming through the cable tray from that control room, coming to the cable tray, and goes down here and goes here and goes to the light. So on the facade itself, there is no cables, there is no connections, everything properly, only male and female, and all 100% waterproof. You can see this complete facade going to be the biggest media facade here in Uganda. You can see this from all the area, this media facade going to be visible. Also same thing we have from this facade. So this is another view where we have also full facade, the media facade going to be. We can play the text, we can play any sort of animated effect. See, look at this. From the biggest area of Kampala, going to see this complete media facade. As you can see this, it's a huge glass, which is a huge facade. You can see this and this completely going to be lit up, and this is where the view will be.